Well, hello, hello.
We're here.
We are here. Well, guys, the Whaley house.
The Whaley house. This is it. One of the big ones.
One of the big ones.
For our second investigation.
Yeah, this is literally the second time we've ever been to a haunted place. The first being Goatman's Bridge, which went pretty well, honestly.
So
You're walking right in the big shadow.
It's like when I say, like, so you're like, well, it felt really creepy when I first walked in, you know.
The motion sensor just went off on the balcony. Built by Thomas Whaley in 1857 on the site of one of the town's most famous execution grounds where an unknown number of people lost their life, this historic home has become known as one of America's most haunted houses. Between 1857 and 1953, many generations of the Whaley family both lived and died in this home from different things like illness, old age, and even suicide. It is said that spirits now roam these walls, causing many visitors to experience different things every night. Doors closing, disembodied footsteps, apparitions, lights turning off and on their own, scents of Thomas Whaley's cigars or Anna Whaley's overwhelming perfume, voices, temperature changes, sudden feelings of anger, sadness, or anxiety, even the sensation of being choked like those hanged from the gallows all those years ago. With the help of a tour guide, tonight we will be exploring it from top to bottom with some of the best ghost hunting equipment on hand. After that, we're going to be let loose for 2 hours to explore the house, alone. On this foggy October night, our goal is to determine if this property is truly haunted. With that aside, welcome to the Whaley house.
Okay, well, once again, welcome to the Whaley house. I don't remember asking, have you been here before?
I have not.
So we have some first timers.
Yeah.
That's good. It likes good first time victims. I mean, first
Appreciate it.
Wait, right here? I already forgot the instructions. Oh, goodness.
Oh, good thing I went for the infrared.
It definitely felt really creepy from the moment you step inside the house. You're just like, the floors are all rickety, and it's just the lighting in the house as well. It's definitely very creepy, for sure, from the moment you walk in.
It feels a little weird to kind of finally be here because we've seen the Whaley house in a couple of ghost hunting shows, and now it's like, oh, we're here. And it's like simultaneously bigger than I thought it was going to be and somehow smaller than I thought it was going to be.
both these two doors were open. Nobody was in the house before that, so something shut those doors.
Trevor, do you want to go sit over there?
Yeah.
That corner is supposedly out. Oh, there's already a spirit, a REM pod over there.
Yeah. So we're going to turn the REM pod on, and hopefully we can coax some of the spirit children to come in through the portal.
Isn't the sensor going that way?
Correct. So we like to have the censor because we do have at least 3 judges that like to sit in this podium.
Yeah.
So welcome to the courthouse. As mentioned, Thomas Whaley was a businessman. To make $1 any way he could, including renting out the house. In this courthouse, there are multiple children. As mentioned, it was part of a school. That corner with that REM pod, that is one of the 3 portals we have in this house.
So here we go. Children, as you come through the portal, can you take that green light? Can you switch it to purple? There we go. Thank you, children.
Intelligence, meaning that there are residual hauntings, intelligent haunting.
REM pods detect a 360-degree radius of energy disturbances and fluctuations. The closer an energy disturbance is, the higher pitched the alarm gets, along with 5 different levels of LED detection. It goes from green to yellow to blue to red to blinking red. It also detects a temperature fluctuation of 5 degrees, both hotter or colder.
As well as a perfume. The mother, you are a specific kind of perfume.
And I hate it when Thomas lights up a cigar.
Guess the kids did not want to.
See, this is where it's great to have IR, because I can't see anything.
This is why I wanted this camera.
Are there any children here? Can you make the light purple?
They do not want to turn that light purple.
No. Okay, so let's go take a brief.
And then if they're purple, then it look like that.
It could just be taking the picture of the shadow. Maybe. It's interesting.
Yeah, the dining room.
In this room, you will have the presence of Violet Whaley along with Mrs. Whaley.
I hear that the motion is actually going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
The music box.
The music box, yes.
Yeah.
That's gonna go on all right.
So keep in mind for the rest of this video that as you hear that music going on in the background, it is constantly detecting motion. The motion that it detects is up to 6 feet, and it has a very specific amount of motion that sets it off. So I always found this device very interesting.
Now, in this room, we are going to conduct the EVP session. What we're going to do, we're going to take turns around the room. You're going to ask a specific question, and then you are going to review the audio later on.
If any of the Whaleys are in this room, can you tell us your age?
So I felt a small tug on my jacket zipper. If that, who was that? If that was you. When we were doing that first little EVP session in the dining room, it kind of felt like somebody had like taken their finger and like kind of like pulled like on my, not like pulled, but like I like kind of pushed it in my zipper area, and I kind of like touched it, and then I was like trying to like recreate it, like did I have the zipper up, did I lean into it, and I couldn't recreate the feeling. It just felt like somebody had like pulled on the zipper, like pushed on the zipper, or like put their finger in it.
My name is Jared. Could you tell me what your name is?
Violet, do you remember me?
Anyone have any other questions before we move on?
Would you like me to go first, Jared?
Yeah, go first. You have the
Sweet.
again.
Sweet, you like that? Well, I can.
It's okay, it's only beeping a lot up there.
Oh, it's much easier to see when you actually get up here. Walking up the stairs in particular was interesting because you couldn't see, and I was using the infrared camera, and that was the only thing that really was able to make it visible going up. So that was
Very dark.
Welcome to the theater. Thomas Tanner is very active in this room. He also loves to communicate with the dowsing rods. What I like to do, because I think this is one of the most active rooms in the house, take a spirit box, take a cat ball, put it down on the stage.
So ladies, would you give this young man a welcoming hug into the theater tonight? Any of the lady actresses that performed here in the theater in 1868?
Spirit, are you here?
You got a yes.
There you go. Say yes. She doesn't want to give you a hug, but she can say yes.
Okay, thank you for straightening the rods. Oops.
There you go.
There's a bit of a delay sometimes. Here we go.
That is a hug.
Yeah, look at that. They're gonna touch your chest.
Can you spin the left rod completely around clockwise? A little bit more, please. Thank you. Spirit, please straighten the rods. Spirit, can you please point at the stage? Both rods, please.
Okay, so I know what you're thinking. He's probably just turning those rods himself, whether he knows it or not. And so that's going to be one of the many things that we test tonight. I also want to point out that a lot of the equipment we use is our own, just to ensure that there's no tampering with the items. And while this is still technically part of the tour, there is still so much that happens, and most of the rest of this video is us in this house alone.
Here's the next young man that you'd give a welcoming hug into the theater tonight.
I would love a hug. It's been a long week. Just so desperate for one of those hugs. Funny that I have one, and then all of a sudden it looks like I just went away from my brain. Spirit, would you be able to clap the rods together? Like clapping your hands? I don't think this one likes me too much. If you don't like me, you turn both rods to the left. That's true. Funny that I have one, and then all of a sudden it looks like it just went away from my brain. I don't think this one likes me too much. If you don't like me, you turn both rods to the left. If you want me to hand these off, you move over to the rods. If you don't like me, you turn both rods to the left.
Is it your left or left?
That is true. Which left? Is it? Well, darn. Start with that.
We heard a noise from downstairs.
That door, I left it open. That door is closed. Bottom of the staircase.
The door at the bottom? Okay.
Yeah, it was open when we came up. It's closed. You heard the footsteps. You heard the front door open.
I heard the door, yeah.
Yeah, the door's locked. But you heard the footsteps. It stopped at the bottom of the staircase and then closed the door.
The door down there shut.
So,
Yeah?
you,
Myself and Tony heard the creaking downstairs, and then he went to go check it out. He found two different doors, one closed and one open that was not like that before. But we definitely both heard it, and I can promise you everyone was upstairs in that theater when it happened. So, I don't know.
I was there.
Me too, take my word for it.
In light of this happening, we moved downstairs to the living room for our final phase of the tour. And then it's on us to find these ghosts. Also, subscribe if you guys are enjoying.
this archway right here was the exact spot of the gallows. Rumor has it that Mr. Whaley, when he built this house, he used some of that wood and he built it, or put it inside the archway. So Yankee Jim loves to stay in this room, specifically in this area right here. In addition, Mrs. Whaley, Anna, this air organ was her original organ. What I like to do is I like to take a flashlight, a cat ball, any kind of tool, put it on that stool, and see if you can communicate with Mrs. Whaley. Opinion, the two most active rooms in the house are the theater and this parlor.
With that, we knew all the information of the house now. It was time to ghost hunt. It's kind of creepy being alone. You want to go up with me?
I was gonna say I want to go to the theater. Cool. Oh. So, I'm back, your favorite person. I noticed that you seem to already like the REM pod.
If anybody is in here, could you please go make that box light up even brighter? Get your hand as close to it as you can.
You know, really light up.
Yeah, like this, look. Can you do that for me?
So we hear there are some actresses that frequent this theater, which makes sense. Let it be known that I direct some movies and stuff. I don't know if you were movies even around at this point.
I don't know if you've seen any of them.
I
At this point, we started rolling on Vox, which is basically a spirit box, but it cuts out all the extra frequencies and white noise. I put a description on the screen to help you guys understand how it works.
be possibly the director of these shows, in which case I'd love to talk to you as well. Yeah?
I have this little device right here next to me. It's glowing with these funny lights. You can use that to maybe communicate with us.
Oh, it's your flash? Sure.
Oh, she sounds like, oh, it's on my phone.
Oh, that one.
No, that's totally from the flashlight phone.
Yeah. Sir. Sorry about that, sir.
Sir? I heard
Sir. Okay.
Say it again.
Say it again. Are you the... Okay, here, let's try this. If you were the director, can you hit this ball towards my hands? This ball to the right.
That is extremely asking of...
It is, but it's something. If I'm talking to one of the actresses, can you touch the left ball?
Trevor, at least take her out to dinner first.
Let's just... If any of the actors in here, how old are you?
Well, the top.
Hold the top. Could you say my name back to me?
Sound like really distorted.
It
It's
sounded
really
like
distorted.
it sounded like it was distorted. I'd like a clearer Trevor if possible.
If there's anyone in here, could you please tell us your name?
We can do here.
If you are a male, can you hit the right ball? If you are a female, can you hit the left ball or touch the left ball? Just get a little touch. So this is for the females. This is for males. Well, okay. If you want it, I can't tell you what to do.
While they were busy in that room, I wanted to head to the other most active room in the house, the parlor, and I wanted to do it completely alone. I'm gonna knock on the wall. If someone could respond, that would be amazing. Oh, I just heard something in there. If there's anybody in that room, could you please come into this room, please? I'd like to talk to you. I'm kind of scared. A bit intrigued, I went and grabbed an EMF reader and some motion detecting cat balls. Cat balls can only be set off if they are hit with motion. If there's anybody in here, could you please sit down at the piano or touch that ball? Okay, that's something. That's something. Dude, I would never fake content. I would not. I'm gonna wait for it to shut off. Dude, the cat ball is not turned off. Probably just a bench. What? If there's anybody sitting here at this bench, could you please make this light go up to the yellow setting? Or could you make it do anything at all? Could you do that one more time for me? Thank you so much. It's actually moving. It's never worked all the time I've ever had it. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm gonna show you guys. I am not moving at all. If there's anybody here, could you please walk through those curtains right there? Could you come towards my voice? I'd love to speak with you if that's okay. I'm going to be silent for a moment. That's probably enough. It's kind of creepy sitting here. So I went into the room where they told me to put the cat ball, which is like those little colorful balls, and it went off instantly right when I asked it to. Quite a few times. And then I would take that same ball, put it elsewhere, wouldn't even go off when I stepped next to it. It was really interesting. As I was leaving the parlor, Jacob and Trevor had this happen to them.
If we just aren't getting responses from you guys, I feel like we're gonna have to go, which I know that'd be a big tragedy for you all, I imagine. So when we came up here the first time, like when I first walked into this room, I had a headache kicked on, and then followed that up with the
Hear that?
yeah. But I can't, so that's the way downstairs.
Was that you guys making that tapping sound? Can you make that sound again?
While me and Trevor here were up in the theater, we were just sitting down. We didn't really have much things rolling, but we definitely heard a very clear taps in the background, almost in the back corner of the theater. I think we did get it on audio. I might have it on audio as I was rolling some of the apps I was using.
You said footsteps. He said taps.
It sounded like footsteps or taps. I think it was more footsteps. It sounded like it was coming from the floor, like in the back corner of the theater, or like in the room next door. It did not sound like it was coming from downstairs. It sounded like it was either in that room with us or it was elsewhere in one of the other rooms upstairs next to us.
Yeah, in the theater room, I had the most interesting time because walking into that room, I felt great, and then when we were going up the stairs and we were heading into the room, I had a headache kick on, like a very mild, like kind of like, oh man, this kind of sucks headache. But once we left the room, it went away.
Hello, Mr. Whaley. We know you like to stand up at the top of those stairs. If you're up at the top of those stairs to make your presence known, maybe go towards that red light. There's also some cat balls going down the stairs that you can touch and light up for us.
Mr. Whaley, if you're at the top of those stairs, could you please come down towards our voice? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Able to touch any of those cat balls down the stairs as you come down?
Yeah, could you touch those little ball things coming down the stairs for us, please, Mr. Whaley?
Hey, Mr. Whaley, if you're at the top of the stairs, can you go towards that red light?
Mr. Whaley, we came all this way.
Oh. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Thank you for showing that you're here. I had like a little figure thing pop up for a second on the stairs, but it doesn't really look like a figure.
Yeah, it's really going off.
You can use that to maybe talk to us. Can you tell us what your name is?
That's so cool. I can see where your hand heat signatures are. So, Mr. Whaley, do you have anything to say about the people that come and visit your house every single day, every single night?
Charlie, all your questions are about like being annoying.
I'm just asking. Like, I mean, I just want to know. I don't have people like walking in and out of my house. Mr. Whaley, I'm just trying to be nice. Are you understand, right?
You sound so passive aggressive.
Me too. Maybe this is why spirits don't like me in the theater room.
Mr. Whaley, if you are here next to me, we just want to have a little conversation with you.
The class.
Is there a classroom here that I forgot about?
Children.
There are multiple children. As mentioned, it was part of a school.
After that, I wanted to check out the dowsing rods for myself because admittedly, I was very skeptical of them. Okay, I want to try these dowsing rods. Let's see if this works. If there's anybody in here, could you please cross the dowsing rods together? Could you please do that for me, please? If there's any presence in this room with me, I'm trying to communicate with you. Could you please take these dowsing rods and cross them in front of each other like an X for me, please? If there's something here with us, can you take both of these rods and turn them to the left? To my left? Oh, weird. I can like feel like a pull. I'm not touching them at all. If there's anything in here, can you please cross the rod in front of each other for me, please? Can you please? I swear to freaking God, I'm just sitting still. If you are a boy or a man, can you please point these rods to the right, both of them? And if you are a woman, can you please point them to the left? What the heck? Thank you so much. So you're a man? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Could you please point these rods directly to the right. What the heck? Can you point one of the rods to the left and one to the right so they're facing away from each other? What the heck? Thank you so much. All right, if you would like this, back to default position. If you'd like me to keep talking to you, could you please point the rods facing away from each other, so one to my left and one to my right? And if you'd like me to stop talking to you, keep them. Dude, it followed my, it followed exactly what I said every single time. My hands are sweating right now. When I did the rods and they reacted to everything I said every single time, I know it's easy to say from sitting at home that, oh, you're probably just moving them in a way or that makes it move. No, it's crazy. You just sit there and it's very easy to keep them in the same spot, but they would just swing wherever you asked, which is just, it was just weird. Having used it and you having used it, it worked for you guys too, right?
A little bit. I got a few responses on it. Not as much.
But you can say that you definitely were not manipulating it.
No.
As far as I know, I was not.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was like consciously moving.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a photo in here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Did they say they were over the age of 20? I don't even remember. I'm gonna ask one more time, if there's anybody in here, can you please touch one of these balls on the table? There's one right there and one right there. Could you give one of those a little tap? No worries, thank you. Dowsing rods go crazy. That's what I'll say.
I've yet to use one.
It responded to me every single time.
Alright, well, let's go down to that room then. If there's anyone in this room, can you cross these two rods together for me, please? Oh.
Hey,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, you can ask me.
Alrighty. Can you give me a hug? Can you turn each rod away from each other to wrap around me? There's one. My brother Trevor's in this room. Can you point these rods to him?
For reference, my name is Trevor.
Was that instant?
Yeah, it was like 2 seconds.
Keep your right, keep your wrist straight a little bit. Can you? What's not even turning?
I was like, wow,
There's my shadow. That's getting.
big show. Well,
Alright, I'm gonna set this up. Alright, we have an SLS camera pointing towards that walkway over there. If you're over there, can you please walk through those curtains or touch one of those cat balls?
I'd love to see one of you guys.
Gotcha. Yes,
Hi
sir.
there.
Jay, have to stand back. It's catching you.
I was gonna say, if there's any presence in this room, could you please go sit at that bench? Could you please tap that ball for us? Yep. Oh, I see you working on the EMF. You see that?
Well, you know if it's going off right now.
Thank you so much. Can you please tap that ball right next to you? Okay, now this is probably nothing, but I am presenting any evidence that could be possibly there. We were told earlier that the ghosts like to walk through the curtains, so I've sped up the last couple minutes of footage. You can see that even us walking around the room does not cause any disturbance in the air. You can think of it whatever you wish. It can be left up to determination.
Welcome to the party. Yeah.
You can also touch one of those little balls right next to you.
Good.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Can you-
the EMF is going up on the piano. Right underneath the gallows. If you're here, can you move towards that red light? Or you can go to that bright light on the ground. It may generate an image for us. You show us an image, show us what you look like, or what happened to you. Little man. Thank you so much for showing up to us.
Whaley?
Looks like Herschel. That's what I was thinking too.
Looks like who?
Looks like Herschel. We definitely got some interesting images through like the Ghost Tube Seer app, which uses the environmental readings to generate AI images based on what those images or what those readings are saying. In the room with the gallows down here with that archway, while we were in there, we asked to say, hey, can you show us what you look like? And then we got a image of an old man showing up right there underneath that archway where the gallows were.
Oh god, that's creepy. That thing didn't go off when I was stepping next to it earlier. Temperature drop. If anyone is here, could you please come to the top of the stairs? Towards that red light? Could you please stand at that very top step where that red light is? Can you make it change a different color? Maybe that's what he's stepping on. Maybe. Notice how it didn't even set off the cat ball. So people really do need to back these for them to work. I just heard it go off. I just heard that go off. Right when I went to go get my battery. Okay. You be my camera for a moment. The temperature dropped at the top of the stairs. It's not because of my light, it's just happening. They said earlier this got knocked over.
Yeah?
Yep. Oh. Thank you so much. It is a child.
Is it really?
Yes, it's a little kid. Looks like the child is laying on the ground, like almost crawling almost.
It's like a toddler.
It looks like a toddler. Thank you so much for showing that to us.
In this courthouse, there are multiple children. As mentioned, it was part of a school.
If there's anybody in this corner, could you please make that box light up for us, please? We heard there were also 3 judges in here. Oh, EMS.
Is this thing still active?
The box at the top of the stairs keeps going off. I think I'm just gonna go sit up there in silence for a minute. I hate this freaking thing. This thing is gonna scare the crap out of me. I went into some rooms completely alone. Like I went up into the bedroom upstairs that we were not allowed to access unless we were a part of this tour. And I sat down in the dark with the IR camera and just sat there with the REM pod.
I should push myself. Me and Charlie was together a lot of the time.
Temperature drop. Oh, I don't want to be in the dark. If there's anybody in here, could you please let me know? You can whisper a word. You could sit on the bed. You could shut the door. If there's anybody in here, could you please touch that red light right there on the ground? If there's anybody around, any spirits, could you please finish this knock? It's pretty quiet. After sitting in silence with my thoughts, we went back to the theater for the final phase of our investigation. Oh, was that an orb?
Can you tell us your name?
That was weird. Temperature drop instantly. This thing is going off with purple right now. Thank you so much.
I can't hear you.
All right, we have a image of a woman in a crown. Thank you so much for showing that to us.
Along with Thomas Tanner, there are at least 3, if not 4 female spirits that were actresses that are still in this room today as well.
We got like an AI image of a little toddler or like a little kid, which is very accurate to that area because that's where kids like to hang out and climb on top of chairs and stuff like that. And also up in the theater, we also got someone that looks like they're dressed up as a queen, which is very accurate or very
From the
telling.
1800s, yeah.
Yeah, for like almost like the 1800s, they're dressed up like a queen, which would make sense for like if they're doing like plays and stuff, that would be kind of like what they're portraying in those plays on that stage.
Anybody around, can you please come to the end of the stage?
There's someone down that room. Can you come up here? You can with me.
If you're wondering what Trevor's doing, he is doing the Estes method. Instead of re-explaining it, I'm just going to show you my explanation for my last ghost hunt. So this is called the Estes method. Basically, he's going to put in these earbuds. He's not going to be able to hear what we're saying. We're going to ask questions, and he's going to spit out whatever he hears. Basically, he can't hear the question, so he can't make up a biased answer. Whatever he hears is what comes through. Could you say one of our names back to us? Jared, Jacob, or Trevor?
Running.
Purple. Holy crap.
A lot of colors in here.
Fantastic.
Is this Mr. Whaley we're talking to?
Travis or Jacob.
You should, oh, really?
Thank you for saying my name.
Totally okay.
Dead.
Dead. Another temperature spike. We got an image. Soil. Bones.
His bones. I got an image that was kind of like that, but
We have bones. As we wrapped up, I almost felt as if I left with more questions than answers. Is this historical home on the streets of San Diego haunted? Does the presence of Tom Whaley and many others truly lurk these halls every single night? Did we interact with any of them? I feel like having been here, I'm left with a hunger for more. But I guess we'll just have to come back again in the future and find out. I'm very intrigued to see like what we get in post. I want to be the person who gets the evidence. You know, I'm a skeptic believer, so I don't really know, but I feel like having been here, there was some very interesting things that keeps me more open to believing. Well, do I think the place is haunted? Yes.
I think it's, who's to say?
The fact that it was like crazy right from the start, from the moment we walked into that courtroom, there was like that REM pod. And then also just like, oh, can you make it turn purple? Just went boom, purple immediately.
It was immediate.
It was immediate.
And we used our own REM pod too.
And it was crazy actually.